run through every single other thing to get it.
I mean, Ghost, are you actually already in there? No, he's in the EDZ. Why are you in the EDZ? Ah, I like how I said to wait, and you're like, oh, no, I'm just gonna do it anyway. In the spirit of the good old days.
I mean, he has a point.
I was playing Dark Souls 45 minutes ago. In honor of the good old days, I'm actually going to use Precision Golden Gun. So you've been playing Destiny. You know what? I'm going to be like this guy. You've been playing Destiny 2 since you got on, sir.
Oh, you're gonna be that kind of guy?
Danny, I just said I was. The words literally just escaped my mouth.
They didn't just escape your mouth, they escaped your mouth then.
Pyro, join me.
One moment.
You're my friend.
Pyro, why are you set to offline?
To make you question.
Alright, I'll just go do it by myself.
One of my friends from college asked me to help them kill the Nightfall Watch real quick, then I'm joining. I'm powering them through it.
So why are you set to offline? You gave me an explanation of what you're doing at this moment in time, but that doesn't tell me exactly why you're set to offline. Unless you're avoiding them.
I'm set to offline, so I don't get spam invited once I leave.
I can still send you invites.
From them.
I knew you could do it, Guardian. You saved Rasputin and Mars.
Why would they spam invite you?
I've done it without you, Anna. Thanks for the assist.
Thank Rasputin. This was his plan.
Hello? Thanks for answering my question.
And I'm leaving them now, and because I'm a high level and they're all low levels.
I mean, Ghost, you're also one of the...
Okay, I've joined you.
I don't mean to say anything before I hope.
And I'm back online.
Stupendous. And the undead legion of Farron possesses sorcery is quite unknown. Thank you for upholding your end of the bargain. I doubt I ever would have made this discovery alone. Now, let us unravel the thing, though you may put these new sorceries to use.
Are you sure that's the right order, Ghost? Because I thought the levers were supposed to stay in position if you're doing it in the right order. Ghost, I am a hunter with stompies on. What do you mean quick?
I don't
Hold on a second.
anything before I hope. Come again.
Something's not right. Your order is wrong. These... Okay, now it works. What the fuck? I blame Pyro. What?
And it went up.
Fucking levers.
I'm gonna check that order for you.
For some reason, when I flip them, like the first one, it stays down. But when I flip the second one, it either won't flip or it'll go halfway, then reset. So there's two explanations. One, I'm bugged out, or two, you're wrong.
It's 153246.
Did you do it then? Apparently I can't do it.
153. Oh, well, fuck. 2,
See?
4. One of these was supposed to be pulled twice, I feel like. Also had a very big pause because I messed up something. Listen, Charger. I need you to work with me for 2 seconds. Okay. Where'd you go?
Just keep doing it.
1, 5. Didn't even go down.
See? Didn't it next open a room that you had to pull 6 levers simultaneously?
No, there's another way through.
Then where does it open?
The one you're thinking of is another way in that you have 6 people pull levers at the same time.
Alright, then for the order, where does it open?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Ghost, I want to fucking strangle you.
That was 4. Fuck.
Now I don't
had
get
to be
it. Why
quicker.
wasn't it working? Pyro, that doesn't make sense. How could we be quicker as one person when Ghost just did it?
Nope. I don't think I was supposed to go up that.
I know for a fact you weren't supposed to go up that. Because I see what opened. Now, where would the Watchers be this week?
They're at every single location every time.
No.
Yeah, because we had to
If
run
they
through them
are,
before.
they've changed it. Because they definitely only had like 5 or 6 sets active, or no, they only had 5 sets active per week if I remember correctly. Because there's like 8 different sets that can be active.
Why did I slide? Okay.
Oh, I should probably wait for you. I mean, how are you having trouble on slanted ramps, of all things?
Because it keeps taking my jump.
Well, then jump sooner.
And it's not the ramps that are giving me a problem, it's honestly the pipe.
How?
I just keep falling.
Stop doing that. Where are you going?
I went to a thing I couldn't fall from.
You ran in there. Is
Honestly,
actually what I
I
was
was
asking. You actually almost killed yourself there, and I'm a little bit frustrated. You did kill yourself there, and I'm actually frustrated.
No, I died to the fan. See?
I think that's your own fault for jumping into the fan. Why am I back out here?
But like, the fans have never
Oh,
killed before.
Why would you jump onto the fan? The fan doesn't take you up. Or are you just mental today?
I just jumped forward, because that's a safe place to land usually.
Yes, you jump forward into the fan.
And having landed on it before, it is safe to land on.
Except you didn't land on it, you landed in between it and its little... Not dish, but it's a little rotator thing between the blades and the wall, which would have just grabbed you into a fight and paste, sir. How are you having trouble with this? So
Also
confused.
never done that, and... tired. I'm very tired.
Tired from what?
Not sleeping. What do you think?
Sounds like a personal problem.
This is my engine.
If you come this way, there's one actually over here.
That failed. I was thinking that would work, but it didn't.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We have to kill the Watchers. We don't, have to do it perfectly. So, I'm not worried.
Wasn't there one time we did almost do it perfectly with 2 people?
I mean, it's very easy to do it with 2 people. Forgot they explode.
How many did you get?
4.
I only got 2.
Ooh, I found lightning spear.
How'd you only get 2? Or were you just not paying attention?
I only picked up 2, but I have 2. There's nothing on the ground.
Interesting.
You think it's divided amongst, like,
No, because I've got 4.
fuck.
Doesn't matter if we leave the area and come back, they'll respawn.
You didn't have to go
This
that
is
far
not
down.
the way to go. I don't think I'll ever actually learn this place.
What do you mean? You already learned it a while back.
I don't think I'll ever actually completely learn how this place works, Pyro. That's actually what I was saying.
You don't need to know how it works perfectly, just enough to get where you're going.
See, if I kill them again... Yeah, they give me more. They give me more, so we can just form this group. I have no...
What? I should not have died to
They
that.
explode!
I know they explode, I was far enough away.
Obviously you weren't. Are you kidding me?
They explode twice. Or was
No,
there...
they don't explode twice. That was a magma tank that exploded.
Lovely.
Sounds like you're having fun.
Sounds like the game is saying screw me.
My door never closed.
Same.
Can't even kill him properly. Every time!
They're exploding twice for me, because I see the explosion and step forward.
There was a second explosion, actually.
Why? Why is the game saying screw me with a second explosion?
Because you're bad. Can't handle the pressure, obviously.
If it could blow you up, that'd be lovely.
I mean, they've hit me. I missed.
Hey, Dave. What you doing?
What do you mean, remember?
What do you mean, was?
He's still bullied by PvP, so he's still bullied by bosses, and I'm still bullied by people in PvP.
Wait, you bullied in PvP?
Danny, people target me in PvP for some reason. Like, I'm innocent, but I get targeted in PvP.
You're
You
about as innocent
say
as...
you're innocent.
About to say you're about as innocent as Ghost.
Ghost is innocent.
He is not. Saying you're innocent is like saying the oxymoron innocent little terrorist.
I'm just glad we don't have to take people to the fan at the moment.
You mean the thing that, like, everybody, except for you and me, would get caught by for no explainable reason?
That was the most annoying thing.
No, I'm pretty sure the most annoying thing would be anybody who tried to change the plan because it didn't work out first time.
True.
Not just Bird.
I think everybody tried to do that at one point or another, but with some people you did have to change the plan for them because it wasn't going to work with them.
The only reason I say I would miss raiding days is, you know, the actual fun of raiding with people who I didn't despise.
Yeah.
Raiding with, that is.
I just wish we could do the raids, because I want to get the loot.
I'm done, by the way.
I am not.
Why did you do that? You could have easily just waited.
When do I wait?
When it's advantageous for you.
Sometimes.
No, when it's advantageous for you. Any other time where it's like you could gain a minute advantage from just waiting 3 seconds, you don't take it. Because you know it's 3 seconds, why should you have to wait?
Pyro doesn't wait though. What are you
I
talking
do
about?
actually wait in some situations.
A majority of which you have recognized just a moment ago, you don't.
Ashen one, what woeful umbral ash is this?
Danny, why can't I hear every single bit of dialogue clean and clear?
I mean,
through your
in most
mic?
PvP, I tend to wait.
Don't know.
Where didst thou happen upon this dark town for the sport?
I can hear the goddamn handmaiden.
Oh yes, I see. Going to lofty dreams of a dying world, more's the pity.
Supply caches.
Foolish indeed.
Well, Pyro,
Wouldst
Nessus,
thou
or
not
Urt.
agree?
Birth.
To the sludge. I wonder if we can head to the forge area right now. It's marked on our map.
What's the point?
To see what we're getting ourselves into. I'm still on Rumble kills, and that's kind of funny.
Ashen one,
Jesus, Danny!
I don't know how to fix that. How are you even hearing?
Probably because you have your game volume cranked up.
Actually, I only got it at 50.
Do you have your dialogue playing through your TV or your headset? Or your
My
controller?
headset. My headset.
Are you sure it's not going through your controller?
Yep.
How sure are you?
I am 100% sure. I don't like it going through the controller.
You see, you say that, Danny, but I can still hear it.
I don't know how.
I'm not rezzing you.
Rude.
You kind of just stood there in line of sight of the Cabal and expected to live.
I didn't expect to live.
Then why would I be like held accountable for you dying?
I'm not, it's just rude to leave somebody.
Well, I mean, it's also rude for me to expect me to pick you up through your own negligence.
I have
I mean,
no
correct me if I'm
form of
wrong.
any ammo.
Gee, I wonder why.
Which means I'll have special soon.
We'll teach them not to dig around here.
What do you mean you'll have special? You're already special.
That's rude.
Aw, that's nice of you.
I'm so glad Danny doesn't actually know what I mean. I hate how this map has 6 different spawn spots for that freaking event. Is it 5 or is it 4? It's either 5 or 4. By the way, I'm upset with it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. This man threw a frickin'... What type of mine is that again?
Scatter.
The man threw a scatter grenade at that like it was going to do any damage.
We want to keep hold of these. We have to focus on survival first, and that means supplies. See if you can get the bad guys to share some of theirs.
Passion 1. Be sure when you
Danny.
I can't help it. What do
Be sure
I
to bring
do?
her more souls, Danny.
Oh, that. Shut up!
Come on, Danny, bring her more souls.
I will as soon as I can find more.
Why don't you have souls, Danny?
What?
Why don't you have souls, Danny?
Because I gotta find souls.
No, Danny, you gotta bring her souls.
She has to level up just like you. Would you deprive that poor old woman?
That glimmer has our names
What?
all over it.
You completely missed what I was saying, I believe.
Yep.
Because Danny is an nincompoop.
That's
Yep.
needlessly rude.
Hey, he agreed. So is it really? I mean, I could have called him an nincompooper. Really wouldn't make any difference. It's just I could have called him that. Don't you think it's funny how in the first week of Thunderlord's release, like, everybody was using it, and now, like, nobody is actually equipping the damn thing?
It's better exotics.
Yeah, but wasn't, like, a good portion of the community begging for LMGs to come back?
Mm-hmm.
Another impeccable smash and grab. Well done.
I'm canceling this, by the way. Firebase Hades. Oh god. Do I have an EDZ shell?
For whatever reason, my headset unpaired.
What do you mean it unpaired?
Like, I had to repair it real quick.
How does it unpair, Pyro?
Mm.
Pyro, what button did you fucking press?
I didn't. So you like how that gave us 5%?
Yeah, it means we need 200? So 20 public events?
Or we open 200 chests.
Do they really give you one?
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
We could also run to Mercury. Run to Mercury, do the flashpoint. Then when we inevitably get done before we would complete that, we could go do strikes. Then as we would inevitably get done with strikes before that, we would just either go back to farming public events or continue doing strikes.
Mm-hmm.
So, your choice.
Let's do
Yeah,
strike.
I
Let's
think it was this way.
do strikes first, because I feel like they'll be the most rewarding. Because neither of
I
us
mean,
want
they won't.
Neither of us want to be in the in the Mercury.
I mean, I want to get the flashpoint done. Because, you know, why not? They're here.
Keep them hungry.
And one instantly got vaporized by Sleeper.
Right on schedule.
I still getting tagged with Starvoters Fall?
Ether gone, a whole big sacrifice. Fallen are having a very bad day.
I expected nothing less
I'm
from
gonna go check this lost sector over here for one thing.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the gulch and rally the flag. Before it starts in like a minute 15.
Do that.
Actually, no, my bad, it's a minute.
Do that.
You're not gonna be able to get back in time before this event starts.
I know.
You're probably gonna miss over half of it. And you're gonna get the same rewards as me, which pisses me off. Why don't I have a fire team medallion active? Better question, why did I let the Cabal blow up my Sparrow and then proceed to murder them?
Well, I think you
Because you're a
proceeded to murder
warmonger
them because they
sadist.
blew up your sparrow.
I'm not a sadist. I'm a sadomasochist. Because I trouble
difference?
myself with having to kill everything.
I'm not sure that's how
Or
that
the
works.
reason that I want to trouble myself to kill everything. Is that a high value target I see?
You're such a fun guy.
Danny, why do you keep calling me a shroom? It's rather rude of you.
Because you make me feel like I'm lightheaded. With all your BS.
Danny, I had to take
Yes?
20 minutes to explain to you on how to walk past those archways up to the giant tree so you can find patches.
Yep.
Would this be irony or hypocrisy?
Not sure. You
Little
pick.
of both. Because he's unaware of it, but he's partially
No, he was completely aware of it, because he was the one there.
No, he's unaware of what he's doing is,
Guardian down.
but he knows that he is doing something.
I mean, part of he knew exactly what he was doing, minus the fact he couldn't find patches for his life.
Yeah, Patches was hiding from me.
Let's
I mean, you just weren't listening to me.
where it hurts.
I was listening to you.
Danny,
Yeah.
I was telling you exactly where to go. You're like, you mean by the handmaiden?
Yeah.
That was in fact not where I said. If we're looking at a three-dimensional map, that is on the opposite half of the map.
Right?
I just flung an interceptor. Watch him do it again.
See, same rewards. And I even tested something.
And I just got a Warmind sword?
They probably added it to the loot tables.
Sunken Isles. But I mean, why?
Blew up the rig again, Deborah.
What I say about you, Guardian? You do things big, and you do them with
So
style.
many swords.
Ow.
Because the only difference between them would be like a small bit of energy or just aesthetic.
I mean, quick thing.
Which if I just wanted reskinned weapons, I would go back to Destiny 1. You know, No Time to Explain, Stranger's Rifle.
That wasn't a risk, and there
Good.
was actually a slight difference.
Yes, it fired 4 bullets instead of 3.
One was exotic, one wasn't.
Yes, that is enough of a difference to call them completely different weapons.
I mean, yeah, it is.
I mean, it isn't. Because by that logic, then, Wish Ender is no different from my No Turning Back, or if my No Turning Back had somehow had a damage boost towards Taken, the only difference between them would be that the exotic perk is or that it's an exotic, which means it has an exotic perk.
And
There would be
Broadhead.
virtually no difference.
Because isn't Wish Ender the only bow that has Broadhead?
Well, I mean, if we're going to just say, you know, if we want to boil it down to it hits twice, explosive heads.
No, like Broadhead is handled differently than Explosive Heads. It is a different perk.
It is a different perk, but it does the same thing.
In a different way. Which is important.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do it a different way. It splits the damage
But
between one hit.
it is actually handled differently.
How is it handled differently?
Broadhead it hits when it enters and it hits when it exits. It has punch
Okay.
through.
Okay, but how is it any different from a perk that would make it hit twice?
Because Explosive Head can only go through one enemy and hit twice.
I mean,
Broadhead
no, I
will
can
hit through.
actually, like for example, I can hit more than one legionary if they're standing close to each other.
Yes, but for Broadhead they just have to be standing like, in a line instead of close to each other. It
But
goes
they would
through.
be doing the same thing, damaging two enemies with one shot.
Approaching, Guardian. You know what to do.
But the way the game handles it is different.
Then that's like saying spike grenades and trip mine grenades are the same because they're handled the same way.
They
Their
deal the
both
damage
is
in a
fired
different
off
way.
in a cone.
Yes, but it's dealt in a different way. So it's a different item.
So then, say how sparrows are literally the same item, but they're cosmetically different. They are different items altogether. None of them are the same.
Yes, that's exactly how that is.
That is not how that is. Because strip away the cosmetics, they are literally the same item.
Yes, but they're
You guys
still
are hurting my
different.
brain.
Well, like the change in cosmetic actually required a change that had to be made.
So then you are telling me that there is a difference between Year 1 last word and Year 2 last word? Because there's a cosmetic change?
No.
Even though they are literally the same weapon, just one of them has updated damage?
No, that doesn't have a difference. That's just
No.
an update to the same weapon.
No, Pyro. If you stripped away the skin, they are the same. Same for sparrows.
No. That's it. They're the same.
Correct.
Lord.
They are the same. So how is that logic different for last word when I gave you the same scenario and you said
Because
that
you're
sparrows
comparing the same
are-
gun to the same gun, whereas you're comparing
I'm
two different things.
No, Pyro, they're two different items. They are not the same. But fundamentally they are the same item. But by the description you are giving me with, say, sparrows, they are completely different items.
Every sparrow in the game is a different item. It's handled a slightly different way.
So last word from Year 1 and Year 2 are two different items. Even though they are functionally the same.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
Same
the
goes
game
for
does
sparrows.
handle them differently, but they're the same in how they do the stuff.
They don't handle them differently aside from damage. But if we put Year 2 last word in a Year 1 situation, they are fundamentally the same.
No,
They will
they are
have virtually
handled
no difference.
differently in the fact that they have different mechanics, such as one can
They
infuse,
don't have
one
different
can't.
mechanics.
One can infuse, one can't.
Okay, but strip away the skins.
That's not a
And they're
skin, that's
exactly
a mechanic
the same
change.
Okay, Pyro, that's also being updated in Year 2. So you're telling me that Year 1 Gallahorn and Year 3 Gallahorn are different. Completely.
Well, yeah?
They're the only, legit, only difference is the way that you level up their damage. You're
Didn't
telling
they
me they're
also severely
completely
nerf
different.
the tracking from like original Gjallarhorn?
They still do the same thing. But what
But
you're
you-
sitting here and telling me right now is that your 1 Gjallarhorn
No,
and
what
your
you're
3
doing is
Gjallarhorn
you're
are
comparing
completely
the same
different.
thing to the same thing, whereas you're comparing 2 different weapons, as in the case of No Turning Back and Wishing. That's 2 different situations.
Alright, well drop that no turning back, because that is completely wrong. You are right. But how are the Stranger's Rifle and No Time to Explain different?
They're
Minus the
2
fact that they are
different
exotic
weapons.
and one is
However,
legendary.
they're similar weapons, but they are 2 different
They
weapons.
are the exact same weapons from different years.
No, because it was changed. They changed the name and the type, which actually does make it a new weapon. It might be a reskin,
So
but
you are
it's
telling
made
me
a new weapon.
that you are sitting here and telling me that if they took, say, Basilisk, took away its damage type, and made it an exotic primary shotgun, but it had the exact same perks, it would be a completely different weapon.
Yes, it would be a different weapon because it's primary now, whereas Basilisk is secondary. If you change something about something, you're changing it.
No, bad night. Bad night.
Like, if you take one sparrow and turn it at different
Alright,
colors with
so
a
here's
shader.
a fantastic idea. All of the limit break weapons, every single one of them, made exotic. Are they different?
Welcome back.
Most likely because the legendary version would still exist.
No. They were never legendary. They are now exotic. Are they any different from the alternate time when they were legendary?
I mean, they are different because they have a different classification.
Are they a different item fundamentally?
With how the game would handle it, yes, they would be a different weapon.
I didn't say different weapon, I said different item.
You were talking about a weapon, I
Yeah,
believe?
No, we've been talking about items. Sparrows are weapons?
No, the thing you just said, I thought you'd said a gun type. I'm also talking to you over music.
Maybe... Motherfuck... I said that fundamentally, are they different items?
Yes, if only because they were changed to be exotic, which does change them. Are they almost exactly similar? Yes, but they were changed in one regard,
Alright,
which
so
makes them
then-
different.
Alright, so then how with how, what's it called? Thunderlord has changed. You're telling me that it's a completely different item.
It's a different gun than it was in Destiny 1 because it's handled differently.
How is it handled differently? You didn't even check to see if they were the same or not. They are the same.
No,
They're exactly the same. Minus maybe some stat variation, but that is going to happen from between games. But fundamentally, they do the same thing.
However, they're
Literally the same thing.
However, there are 2 guns in 2 different games. There may be 2 guns in the same series, but there are 2 different guns because they're in 2 different games.
But how are they 2 different guns, Pyro?
For the simple fact that they're in 2 different games, makes them 2 different guns.
So then, what you were telling me is that if we got, say, the entire library, minus some exceptions, of Destiny 1 exotics brought to Destiny 2.
Every
with
single one
them
would be
literally
different.
just being carbon copies.
And they would
They
all
would
be
still be
different than
different
Destiny
items from
1
Destiny 1
because
because
they're
they're
in a different game.
Even though they are the same exact items.
They're the same item, but it's literally a different game. So you cannot say, hey, this is the same gun because it's
Pyro,
a
you're
new...
saying they're the same items, but they're different items.
We hang on long enough. This lander is ours.
It's the same third week of what?
Why don't you just go check?
It's the
Or
same
check what the
resource
rotation
probably
is.
used, but it's in a different game, so it's got to be a new
But
weapon.
how is it different if it's the same thing?
Because it's in a new, like, title. It can't be the same thing because it's not what it was. Something was changed,
But it
making
is
it different.
exactly what it was.
However,
I
the
give
fact
you
that it's,
the scenario of they are carbon copies.
and even
As
still,
in every
they're in
single
a.
stat, every single perk is still
The
same.
only way they could be the complete same was if they were still in Destiny 1. They're different
But
because
they
they're
are
in
still in
Destiny 2.
Destiny 1. They're just now also in Destiny 2. So how does
Yes,
that make
but
them
if they're
different
in
weapons?
Destiny 2, they are different. The only way they would be the same is if you're comparing Destiny 1, the same gun, to Destiny 1, the same gun.
But how are they different if they are carbon copies of each other?
Because it is a different game.
But they are the same, Pyro. Fundamentally, they work the exact same way. There is no change. How are they different?
They can work the exact same way, but the fact that it is a different game will make them different.
How?
You will have very minor.
It's not. It's not the case of it looks like a sheep, it talks like a sheep, but it's not a sheep. We are looking at the item that has the exact same descriptions, exact same perks, exact same stats as Destiny 1, but it also exists in Destiny 2. How does its existence in Destiny 2, which is in the same exact universe as Destiny 1, make it any different?
In universe, it's the same gun, but in actuality of it being a game, it is a different weapon.
Pyro, we were talking about in Destiny. It doesn't. We're not necessarily saying it in Destiny 1 or Destiny 2.
No, you were saying that.
No, I
If you're
was
saying in universe, it's exactly
at
the
first
same
I was
gun.
saying in years. In year 1 and year 2.
If you're
with-
saying in universe, it's exactly the same gun. No, that's. But you weren't saying that.
I was actually saying they're the same gun fundamentally. But you
Which
are
is-
sitting here telling me no, they are not.
They're not if you're referring to the fact that it's Destiny 1,
Pyro, I'm
Gun.
referring to the fact that they're the same gun.
but they're not. Unless you mean
they
in
are.
universe.
What else would I mean?
Like comparing Destiny 1
What,
to
did I
Destiny
mean
2. 'Cause-
IRL? Because how could it mean IRL?
No, comparing Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, which is what you were doing.
I was actually originally comparing No Time to Explain to the Stranger's Rifle.
Which they're different things because
And you told
they're
me they
two
are different weapons,
guns.
but they're not.
If you go into the files of the game, you'll have two different guns. Stranger's Rifle and No Time to Explain. They do the exact same thing, but
Okay,
they're
Pyro.
different weapons.
Pyro, you can say the same thing for any of the weapons you start out with as a Warlock, Hunter, or Titan. They are marked as different weapons, but they are the same.
If the game has...
Everybody will always get their weapons, Pyro, but they are marked differently because they start out on different characters.
If the game has a different asset for it, it is technically going to be handled as a different entity.
But we're not talking about entities. We're talking about functionality.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. I was saying that fundamentally, the Stranger's Rifle and No Time to Explain are the same exact weapon.
I said yes, they do the exact same thing. I've said that multiple times.
But you are saying they do not fundamentally work by saying I am wrong.
No, they do the same thing, but they are different guns.
Pyro. I'm
Guys,
not
can
saying
I-
they're different guns. I said fundamentally they're the same. The words ever escaped my mouth, they're the same gun.
Yes, they have multiple times.
I said fundamentally they're the same gun.
Guys, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
The Crown of Dusk, it says magic minus 30, but when you read it, it says it increases magic by a lot. What the hell?
No, Danny, you didn't read all of it. It increases your damage taken from magic.
Oh.
Oh, why is that bleeding? Oh well.
Because it says through the Guardian Elizabeth's blessing, this raises the power and effect of the wearer's magic, but damage suffered by magic attack raises in tandem, meaning that it should raise the magic, but it doesn't.
Danny, you're looking at the magic absorption, as in how much damage is just not taken because of your resistance to magic. It won't show your magic damage increase.
Oh. Oh, I thought that was magic damage. Okay.
But anyway, Pirate. What I am trying to say to you, but apparently I'm not getting across the message, is that if I were to use both of them against you, the only reason you would be able to tell there is a difference is because of the name.
And there were actual
I
stat
guess
differences
technically the way
between.
it looks.
No, there were stat differences between the two. Stranger's Rifle fired slower than No Time to Explain.
But you would still be unable to tell the difference because both the bullets look the same and they have the same effect.
No, fire rate, it's a big difference. Especially for the fact that No Time to Explain staggered the crap out of you because of that fire rate. Stranger's Rifle, however, killed you a lot quicker because 3 bursts. Whereas No Time to Explain took 4.
You don't understand what I am saying. I am saying if I were to fire them and not tell you which one is which, you wouldn't be able to tell unless you saw how they looked or their name.
And also, doesn't one of them shoot 4, one of them shoots 3, which is a difference that is immediately noticeable upon a
Yeah,
shot
I hear you.
of a pulse rifle that you can only shoot a burst of?
Hmm. Think
Which
that's on
would
my
always
thing.
like say, hey, it's this one or that one.
You are taking my point and it's going right over your head.
Maybe
I'm
I
not
gotta
trying
go.
to say that they are the same exact weapon, like cut, clean, dry, they're the same. What I am saying is that fundamentally they work the exact same way.
By that logic, all weapons in an archetype are the exact same because they work in the same way.
No, they don't. The Stranger's Rifle and No Time to Explain function the same way by getting precision hits returned to the magazine.
Hey! It's the lady in white! Hello. Well, thank you.
Because if you're going to go ahead and draw to that point, then my whole point about sparrows being the exact same, just reskins, is true. But you disagreed with that.
I disagree with that because I wasn't thinking you were talking about in world. If you're talking in world, well, then you would be in like
What other context would I be talking?
software and how it's handled. But if you're talking about
I didn't even bring it up!
if you're talking about in world, then technically you have the differences of like who makes them, what company developed it, etc. Because you have Hawkeye sparrows, you have.
You know what? That's not even what I was going for either. From a gameplay perspective, meaning I am sitting here playing the fucking game, there is no fundamental difference between No Time to Explain and the Stranger's Rifle. There might be a difference in bullet damage because 3 burst, 4 burst, but they do the exact same thing.
Like, yeah, they have the same perk. That can't be argued.
You were arguing that with me!
Where'd it go? There it is. I
What I was
kinda
trying
want
to
that,
get across to you was that they are Raiden Flux. That they're the same weapon fundamentally. My wordage didn't change. It's just you didn't understand that I was saying gameplay. They are the same.
Aim force. Nah, I can't
I have no
reinforce
idea
that
what my
on
headset
anymore.
just unpaired.
Just like how with Gallahorn Year 1 and Year 3, they are fundamentally the same.
They're completely the same because they're the same weapon, however, they're handled slightly differently mechanical-wise, but that's not a
Okay,
thing
but
fundamentally.
congratulations, you're bringing up a point that's irrelevant to the conversation.
I was
I'm
agreeing
not
with you
saying
that they're the
exact
same.
same weapon. Like, who cares if they're handled differently? Of course they're going to be handled differently. They're 2 separate items in the game. What I am saying is that me as a player, Gallahorn Year 1 and Gjallarhorn Year 3 are the same.
Yeah, that is true. They're the same weapon.
Which is what I have been saying this entire time.
However, that is not the case with No Time to Explain and Stranger's Rifle.
But they fundamentally work the same.
They work fundamentally the same, but they do have...
are going to view it as the same.
As a player, they do have differences you can notice immediately, like how it works. Like, the perk is the same, but it has other...
function the same. You shoot bullets are returned to the magazine. With Gjallarhorn, you shoot a rocket and it fires off grenade, or what are they called? Scatter grenade things.
Do I want that?
Wasn't there another gun that also you got headshots and it returned, not even including
Bad Juju.
triple tap? Then what you're saying is Bad Juju is also the same.
No, because Bad Juju gains a buff from it. It doesn't just get things back to the magazine.
Bad Juju's not good. What?
But by that logic,
Like,
the buff can be...
perk when... No, it had a perk where when you got precision hits, it would return it to the magazine and give you more damage. Or fire faster, one of the two.
But the buff doesn't... The perk doesn't matter because it functions by... No, it functions by returning a bullet to the magazine when you shoot, which is what you're saying.
Pyro. The thing about the Stranger's Rifle and No Time to Explain, where when you got precision damage, it returned the thing back to the magazine. With Bad Juju, it gave you a damage buff / fire rate buff when you also got bullets returned to the magazine. They are different.
Feels like you're actually there?
Because Bad Juju has an extra step, an extra layer.
Well, it's fun, right?
That is kind of what I was trying to point out. There is
what you are trying to say is that they're all the same weapon, which I'm not saying that at all. Not the same weapon, the same archetype. Or whatever point it was. Whatever the exact verbiage.
You don't know what they've...
So what you're saying is as a...
If I'm misrepresenting you, please explain to me how I'm wrong.
So what you're saying is as a player,
misrepresenting your point.
There's no difference in how they're handled. That upon getting a precision hit, nothing else matters but that perk.
No. What I'm saying is that comparatively, they do the same thing, so functionally, they are the same. I'm not saying any weapon is the exact same thing as another weapon. I'm saying they do the same thing.
I am not trying to be rude, but you have changed your point several times, and I'll record it and send it to you if you don't believe me. But you've changed your original point 5 or 6 times now, and it's kind of hard to keep up with it.
Explain to me how I changed it.
Originally, you were saying they're the same gun, and then you changed, so saying no, they're fundamentally the same, and then you started saying that how they operate is the same. You have changed like what you were saying several times. And each time it's a different instance.
You have also doubled down on a point you are wrong about several times.
Wait.
Like, at first you were saying no sparrows are completely different because of the designs they have. But they function
I've had
the
to
same.
change how I was saying it because you changed what you were, like, saying you were referring to. I'm trying to stay in what you're saying you're referring to, like, as a player, as... in the universe or as game design.
From the start, I was viewing it as a player. Like, do these guns do the same thing? Yes, then why do I have to choose between them? You're misrepresenting my point as these weapons do the same thing, thereby they are the same thing. Those words never left my mouth.
I think this is the wrong way. You're dead. Yeah, he is. I don't want you dead.